Hi, welcome to
Hi everyone, we are here with Ursula Jones. How are you, Ursula?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see you all. Yes.
This is just a conversation between you and us, just to know about you,
Okay.
and also for knowing about your relation with one of the pieces we recorded in our CD, and it's about the Mini Overture by Witold Lutosławski. First of all, we would like to start briefly in the beginning, your beginning. Where are you from? About your parents, about your family, just a little bit about you and your childhood.
Oh, well, yeah, I was born here in Luzern in 1932, long time ago. My parents my mother was particularly interested in visual art. My father was always interested in music. He was an amateur violinist, but he was a lawyer by profession. As time went on, he was one of the founders of the Lucerne Festival in 1938. And so I remember people like Toscanini and Rachmaninoff and so on, you know, coming in that time. It was quite interesting because that was when there was the time of Hitler, and many of our great artists didn't want to go to Salzburg and Bayreuth anymore, so they came to Lucerne. And then during the war, the festival went still on, and lots of artists came to Lucerne. And my parents were very social, and so we had a lot of artists always in our homes for parties. And so, for instance, I heard that was where I met Benjamin Britten the first time. And then I also one day met Lutosławski, and that's well, we'll talk about that later. And and so I left Lucerne. I really would have liked to study archaeology, but my parents thought that I had to, archaeology was breadless, you know, that I had to do something where I could earn my living. And in those days it was languages. So I went first of all to Heidelberg, where there was an interpreter school, and I was sent to Heidelberg actually to learn proper German, because you know here in Lucerne we have a dialect, and we have to learn German when we go to school, because to read and write, but our German, High German, what we call High German, is not, everybody knows that we are Swiss. So anyway, so I was sent to Heidelberg, and then I came back in the summertime, and we had a lot of artists, and quite a lot of artists from Germany. And I would talk German with them, and my mother would say, "Don't talk German like a German." Anyway, I did my translator in Heidelberg in German, French, and Italian. And then I thought I'd better do English as well. And I went to Geneva, also to get my French a bit better. And then I did English as well. But then I wanted to go to England to learn English properly. And the Philharmonia Orchestra was here in summer of 1954 with Karajan, and I asked the director, the founder of the Philharmonia, whether I could come and work in the Philharmonia office in London for 6 months. And he said, yes, fine. After the 6 months, I wanted to go back to university to take my English degree as well. And I was offered the job of orchestral secretary in Philharmonia, and so my life went completely in a different way. And you know, all the orchestras in London are freelance. You have your regular members, but you have to engage them for every date. And so that's what my job was, really. And in '55, in the summer of '55, Guido Cantelli, who was supposed to be successor to Toscanini, a young Italian conductor, came to do 2 performances of the Verdi Requiem in a festival hall in London, and that was the highlight of the season. But of course, we had only 3 trumpets in Philharmonia, so I had to get extra trumpets. And my boss gave me a list, and there was Philip Jones, and I rang him. And he said, he was at the time with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and he said he would try and get out of whatever he was doing on those dates. And next day he rang me and he said, I'm terribly sorry, I can't do the two performances of the Verdi Requiem because I have an important cricket match. And for me, cricket was croquet. I didn't know the difference between cricket and croquet. And I thought, this chap must be absolutely mad. I mean, to go and play croquet on the grass, you know, instead of the Verdi Requiem with Guido Cantelli. Anyway, that was that. And then I engaged Philip Jones again sometime. And as you probably know, then he engaged me. And yeah. To the shock of my parents, not only an Englishman, but a trumpet player, you know. And I was, in fact, disinherited when I married him, so that's another story. In the meantime, of course, Philip's ensemble, brass ensemble, which he had started in 1951 at the Opera House because he was bored with opera, and he started he had a quartet of 2 trumpets and 2 trombones. His ensemble began to get known and got more and more dates. He had invitations from America and from Japan, and he wanted to give up because he just couldn't cope. And so I said, well, you can't give up now, you know, when the whole world offers you dates. And so he said, well, you have to organize it. So in my postgraduate times, when I did my dissertation, I did that half-time and I managed his group.
Yeah, and let's talk about, because you said with the Philip Jones Ensemble you did a lot of concerts. I suppose you premiered a lot of works, new compositions with the ensemble. For example, one of those, it was the Mini Overture by Lutoslawski.
Yes, that was when I was, that was 1979 or 80. My father said to me, what would you like for your 50th birthday? And I had just met Lutoslawski through Heinz Holliger. And I thought it would be wonderful to have a quintet by Lutoslawski for Philip's quintet. And so I told my father, and he said, how much would it cost, being a Swiss? And I can't remember how much it was. Anyway, so, and then by sheer chance, Philip was actually offered a date in this concert club series in Lucerne, either the day before my 50th birthday or the day after, can't remember. And he programmed the premiere of Lutoslawski. We didn't know what it would be. And then some political troubles started in Poland, and we didn't hear anymore anything from Lutoslawski, and we couldn't get in touch with him. And it got nearer to the date, that was 1982, March 1982, and Philip decided finally to change the program and to put something else in. And then about a few weeks, about 3 weeks or so before the actual concert date, there was a message from the Swedish embassy in London that there was an envelope for Philip, and it was from Poland, and it was from Lutoslawski, and it was the Mini Overture.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. And so Philip immediately thought it was a very good piece, very short, but a very good piece. And he changed the program again. I think he did it on my birthday. I think he did it in that concert. I think so.
Wow.
And but Lutoslawski then, when the troubles, the political troubles, were, we met Lutoslawski, and he didn't want any money. He said he wanted to give it to me as a 50th birthday present, which was very nice. And then my father died. He unfortunately didn't hear the premiere. He died in 1981, and that was 1982. Yeah. And then one day I was reading Lutoslawski's Wikipedia, and I saw that it talked about the Mini Overture, And it said, unfortunately, I didn't hear it because I had died. And they confused me with my father. So whenever an ensemble whom I knew did it, you know, they said, would I tell the story and say, you know, that I was still here, you know, here I am. Anyway, here I am, still alive, still looking forward to hearing the performance. Yes.
Sure.
And since this premiere, how many times you listened this mini overture?
Oh, I couldn't tell you how many, but it's many ensembles do it, and a few now do it from memory, which is, including you, which is remarkable, you know. Although it's a very short piece, it's very good. I think it's, the brass ensembles I know, they all like it, and they think it's a very...
it's really short piece, but really, I think, has become one of the most important pieces in the brass repertoire. This mini overture.
I think that all the brass players would like to thank you for asking this piece, because now it's like one of the most famous, no?
Yeah, of modern
thank
pieces.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for being 50 years old and dying and resurrecting. Yes.
We wanted to thank you. I think we and all the brass groups, what you and Philippe did for the brass world, because it's amazing. Not only for brass world, also for young musicians. Because it's incredible.
It is marvelous. I mean, especially just now what I saw in Kampala, you have 5-year-old boys, you know, with the trumpet, and they really intensely want to play well. It's wonderful. And no, it's marvelous that it's growing, and you're helping too. It's marvelous. I mean, it's lovely. I mean, there aren't so many really top quintets, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ursula. Really.
Thank you to Beat.
Yes.
It's very nice that Beat let us be in here, which is very special. So I always feel it's a bit like in a castle.
It's a wonderful place,
Really great.
Which composer would you like that composed you a new piece for your next birthday?
Well, I would like Addis.
Thomas.
Thomas.
The
It
brass
would be
quintet
marvelous.
piece. Would be really
I mean,
great.
he's to me one of the most... I think Helena Winkelmann might do something good too, yes.
So if Thomas, if you are here, we are waiting for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I talked a bit too much about it.
No, because then we can cut.